Another molecule here dealing with several substituent groups. Just like our other examples, when we're looking at nomenclature, we always want to count the maximum number of carbon atoms we can get without lifting our pen. So I'm going to start here on the left and start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there are several ways I can count this. I could also start here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can also look at what happens if I go to one of these side groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I see that the longest chain I can get, and you might have to play around with this and actually go through and count carbons in every possible way you can find to get the longest one. After a while, it'll start to be easier to pick them out. So we have 6 carbons in our chain, and so because we have 6 carbons, we know the base of our compound is going to be named hexane, because hex tells us 6, and the A&E tells us we have all single bonds. The next thing I'm going to look at is, I know what my chain is. I have my 6 carbons here in my chain. I'm going to go through here and circle all of my substituent groups. So I have 1, 2, and 3 substituent groups. And what I notice about them is that all 3 of those are methyl groups. So I have 3 methyls. So when I put that in the name, I'm not going to write methyl, methyl, methyl. I'm actually going to call that trimethyl. And so I'm going to put trimethyl in there, but I've got to figure out where those are located. So I'm going to start by counting from the left side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to look from the blue side, or from counting with the blue numbers here, counting from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And what I see is that when I count from left to right, my numbers on the locations of my substituent groups are 2, 4, and 4. If I look at the blue numbers, I see that my substituent groups are at 3, 3, and 5. And what I'm worried about here is what the first location is. So in the red numbering, the first location is 2. In the blue numbering, the first location is 3. And so I see that I'm going to actually use the red numbering because it gives my first substituent group the lowest possible number. So now when I put the name in, now what I'm going to do is say I've got my 3 methyl groups and I need to tell where each one of those methyl groups is. So I have to say 2, 4, 4, trimethyl hexane. Now notice we had 3 groups, we have 3 numbers or 3 locations. I can't omit one of the 4s. If I just put 2 and 4, then I don't know where that 3rd methyl group is. So every substituent gets its own number, even if we kind of condense the name of the substituents using di or tri. So this is the final name of my compound. No space between methyl and hexane, commas separating the multiple numbers that are together, and a hyphen or dash between the number and a letter.